Backlash 2024 exceeded all expectations. Bringing the pay-per-views of the premium live event to international venues is one of the best decisions the company has ever made. The pay-per-views following WrestleMania season are usually fillers and lack the same excitement that is in WrestleMania season. The card, as I mentioned in my prediction video, was very predictable, and I was right about that. But the French crowd made this event a must-see. Just the entrances alone made it worth the money, and you can tell by the faces of all the superstars, they loved the reactions and truly motivated them to put on a good show, which resulted in all the matches being absolute bangers. WWE knew exactly how to deliver on a show with predictable card, hot crowd, and great matches. The show kicked off with Randy Orton and Kevin Owens versus the Bloodline, and it was the perfect way to open the show. The two teams went straight into a brawl before the match even began. The security and the refs were trying to separate the two, but like always, they couldn't do much. And that's when Nick Aldis arrived and said, "Since you guys don't want to follow the rules, it's now a street fight." And that was a great idea, because the entire build of the match was around Bloodline brutally assaulting Kevin, so the stipulation gave a chance for a payback to Kevin and Randy. And they made the most of it. They used everything in sight. Kendo sticks, chairs, tables. One of the best moments of the match was when the fight took to the crowd and Kevin delivered a splash from the barricade. And then Randy got on top of the barricade and we thought we'll actually see Randy deliver a splash, before he just posed and came down. Randy looks really happy since he came back. The match went on for almost 20 minutes, with both the teams just beating the shit out of each other. Like, some spots were legit crazy, when Kevin delivered a brainbuster to Tonga on chairs. The finish was also very good because most of the people were expecting Jacob Fatu to debut. Instead, we got Tonga Loa, the brother of Tama Tonga. It was very interesting because I don't think anyone saw this coming. The Bloodline defeated Randy Orton and Kevin Owens with the help of Tonga Loa. Just when you thought the Bloodline angle couldn't get any better. And it wasn't the last of Bloodline on this show. We will get back to this. It was time for Bayley to defend her championship against Naomi and Tiffany Stratton. Once again, the crowd was absolutely bonkers for the match. I was expecting Naomi and Bayley to team up against Tiffany, but that wasn't the case. The match was action-packed bell to bell. All three of the women got time to shine, but in my opinion, Tiffany was the MVP of the match. She's a future world champion. This match also had an interesting finish because Bayley won by a surprise roll-up on Naomi. Bayley was obviously winning the match, but the finish protected both Tiffany and Naomi, so I think that's great. We then saw Naomi celebrating with Bayley, because, you know, they're both good friends and good people in general. Jey Uso was getting ready for his World Heavyweight Championship match when he came across the new Bloodline. This was a perfect segment because it teased so many matches. We can get Gorillas of Destiny versus the Usos, the new Bloodline versus the OG Bloodline when Roman comes back. Also, Paul Heyman looked terrified. He looked like he was in a hostage situation and looked at Jey with a cry for help. In my predictions video, I picked Damian Priest for this match, but when I saw Jey Uso's entrance, I was fooled into thinking he just might win it. It is incredible how over Jey Uso is right now, and the entire arena was dancing for him. The match itself was a good contest. Jey Uso was trying to get in the head of Damian Priest with his yeet tactics, but Priest brought his A-game. Priest is actually a really good in-ring worker. His kicks genuinely look like they will knock your teeth out. He also wanted to do this on his own, but of course JD McDonough came in to cause a distraction. Priest yelled at him to leave and said he didn't ask for it. Jay then took out JD with a super kick. We saw some great action from both Priest and Jey in the closing sequence, and just when it looked like Jey Uso was gonna win the match with his second Uso splash, JD interferes again and Finn shows up too. Jey takes out both JD and Finn, but in the end the numbers were too much for him. Damian looked like he didn't know about the interference and even stopped the Judgment Day from attacking Jey Uso. So it looks like we're really close to the implosion of the Judgment Day. The women's tag team title was next. The Kabuki Warriors versus the super team of Bianca, Belair and Jade Cargill. You can't help but be impressed by the look of Jade Cargill. She looks like a character straight out of the Marvel movies. Also, whoever decided for Jade and Bianca to toy with the Kabuki Warriors was a genius. And kudos to Asuka and Kairi for selling it so good. They were being ragdolled by Jade and Bianca, and Asuka and Kairi were shouting. It was just hilarious to watch. Finally, the Kabuki Warriors then got a hold on Bianca, and they made sure to keep her separated from Jade. But the hot tag was inevitable. And sure, there were some misunderstanding as to who was the legal member, but that wasn't anyone's fault. We saw this incredible finish with, of course, Bianca and Jade securing the titles. I don't think the women's title have felt this important since Sasha and Bayley had them. and hopefully Jade and Bianca will bring the prestige back to the titles. It was time for the main event of the night, Cody Rhodes vs AJ Styles for the WWE Championship. I really wish AJ could have walked out to his old team in front of this crowd. Cody Rhodes then came out to a hero's welcome in Lyon, France. It was a perfect match for Cody Rhodes' first title defense, and for AJ to prove his doubters wrong. Whoever thought AJ was past his prime, need to watch it to be convinced otherwise. Despite his age, AJ still has the most beautiful 450 splash. This match was so different from what we're used to in the modern wrestling, and it was very refreshing to watch. It wasn't a spot fest, and there was no overdo of finishers. Cody had the receipt ready for AJ Styles for the Stardust remarks, and AJ targeted Cody's shoulders and back throughout the match. It was a great back and forth match, and the crowd only made it better. Cody Rhodes defeated AJ Styles after his first and only crossroads. Granted, it came after that awesome Cody cutter off the top rope. Despite being obvious that Cody was gonna win the match, Cody and AJ managed to deliver a classic. I wouldn't mind if we get Cody vs AJ too. So there you have it, my thoughts on WWE Backlash. If you like this video, like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.